What's up, YouTube fam? Guys, we're back from the shop garage, whatever. Got my brother here again today, and we are going to be working on the 2005 Kx250. And boys, well, we got a lot of stuff to do today. A lot of vapor honing, Cerakoting, and just starting building this bike. Because, I mean, we literally have everything but suspension here at the shop garage, whatever. So I'm really excited to get this thing going. We should get quite a bit done today. We have bearings to put in the swing arm. We have some really good sponsor parts that we will show you guys here in a second. And then a lot of cleaning. This bike was an absolute dirtball. I'll show you a picture of it here. She was absolutely mistreated and just not even cared for ever. But the good thing is she ran and everything seemed to be working fine, which made it a great candidate for what we're doing on it today. So if you guys missed the past videos on this bike, I recommend that you do go back so you kind of see the direction that we're going with on this thing, because it is kind of interesting. So obviously Kawasaki stopped producing a 250 two-stroke model back in, you know, the mid 2000s. I think 2007 was the last year. I did hear that they did make them in 2008, but just in Japan. They just didn't export them here. I don't know. Either way, it's the same bike, but they haven't made a competitive two-stroke bike since then. Well, that's going to be our mission here on the channel, is we want a competitive, modern, raceable, you know, 250 two-stroke that we can throw on the track and battle with the 450s any day of the week. Now, him or myself are never ever going to be able to pilot this thing to the amount of speed that it'll need to go to beat a 450, but hey, it will be capable, which will be the funnest thing of all. So with that being said, guys, we're going to make a list now of everything that we're going to take down. Obviously, we got to clean the heck out of everything and vapor hone on our LMS Blasting Innovations cabinet. And then we have a bunch of cool stuff from Rocky Mountain ATVMC. Guys, so I haven't mentioned this before because it's like a brand new thing. I'm now an affiliate with RockyMountainATVMC.com. Down below in the description, you'll see my affiliate link. Anytime you guys need to order parts from Rocky Mountain ATVMC, use that link, please. I beg you, please use that link, because it helps out the channel a lot, for one, and for two, it helps out Rocky Mountain ATV, who's been a huge supporter of the channel and of the motocross community. You go to channels like Cameron Namiela, MX Revival, Throwback MX Guy. I mean, I could name a ton, right? And Rocky Mountain has been at the forefront of helping all these guys, all these bike builders forever. And it's without them, we would not be able to do this, guys. So support them. Down in the description is a link if you need bars, tires, I mean, you name it, filters. They got the Tusk filters on there too, which are the most inexpensive but some of the best quality filters I've ever used. Use that link down below. Helps me out, helps the channel a lot. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. With that being said, let's get rid of the 2005 and show you what we got planned. So here we have a bunch of brake components, guys, that, I mean, this should tell the story alone, right? So we got like two-stroke oil, I'm guessing that is, because this is the front brake caliper, so that wouldn't be, this is probably fork oil then. So pads are saturated with oil, calipers are just gummy. So we'll break these things down and get them into the vapor hone and get these things cleaned up. Same thing to be said for the rear. It's just rusted, crusty, and yeah, I mean, this whole bike we want to look brand new again. So, I mean, even down to the motor mounts, guys, we're going to be taking these down in the vapor hone and getting these things dialed so they look brand new. We might even throw a Cerakote on these if it lends itself well. If you can't see them, then there's really no point in wasting the Cerakote on these things. But if they're visible, it really makes them pop. I mean, down to, these are the inserts for inside the swing arm. These bolt inside, and these kind of protect your swing arm so the spacers don't gouge into the aluminum. You know, we're going to trick these things out too. The things that you'll never see, guys, we're going to take the extra step here today. And obviously things like axle blocks too. Do we get any from Rocky Mountain?
I think we have.
Okay, we might have new axle blocks, but I have done these before, like on the 98 Kx250. You can see those are in that burnt bronze color, and they look really good. So if we got the anodized ones from Rocky Mountain, then we'll just rock those. But we have a lot of stuff here, and this doesn't even include that we still, I think we're going to build wheels today. We're going to work on the engine. We got a new Vertex piston to put in that thing. We got some Cerakoting to do on that, and we're still kind of deciding, so that's why we got the list out here right now. Because it's really a good idea, guys, anytime that you're doing a project, to kind of get this stuff dialed right away. So my brother and I, we've already been talking. So we're saying the calipers and everything. So I'm going to have 3 categories here. VH is going to be vapor hone. And then we'll do AB will be armor black. And then BB, burnt bronze. Those are the colors that the color palette that we were working with today. So obviously everything needs to be vapor honed first. I think I covered that in another video. Now, I've heard mixed stories on whether you're supposed to bead blast things before they get Cerakoted. A lot of people say that the vapor hone doesn't get in deep enough and create the pores for it. But I've been using it and it seems to be working great. Maybe the longevity is not the same as something that's bead blasted or media blasted compared to something that's vapor honed, but it seems to be working pretty good. So that's the method we're going to use just because that's what I have. So I know. What are we doing in the armor black? Were you saying the brake pedal?
I think we're doing the brake pedal.
Okay.
That way it'll match the Tusk one that we're going to put on the other side.
So, again, just dirty, scabby stuff. But the vapor hone will make that look brand new, guys. So,
brake pedal.
So, in the armor black, brake pedal.
Let's do the swing arm inserts.
Swing arm inserts.
Now, I don't know if we want on the hanger.
So, I have... Which one did I do? Was it the worst bike on Craigslist that's in the black? I can't remember. Let's go for a walk. We need to get some ideas here. Yeah, that one's in black. The caliper is in the burnt bronze, and then I have the aluminum guard.
Oh, we also have an aluminum guard too.
So, obviously the burnt black looks stellar. I think it looks really good in there.
Maybe we'll go black on that.
Okay.
We got to do the, because we have the guard too that we still haven't brought out.
Oh, and that's green, right?
That's green, so we got to get the green off, and why don't we go to black on that?
Okay, I like that.
So that way this will all be black. We have the swing arm all redone now.
Yeah,
so that's all
yeah,
nice
we'll have to
and
show
clean.
them how that came out.
And
Stellar.
then, we'll keep the subframe all cleaned up and bright too. I think everything, that might be it for the black.
Okay.
Oh, linkage. What are we going to do with the linkage?
I think linkage... I like the burnt bronze personally, so okay. I'd say burnt bronze, and if you're not going to do that, then just clean ass aluminum.
Okay. Well, we can take it down. We still have to take off the rest of the casting marks on that.
Yeah.
And smooth it out, and then make it look more like a
yeah, because I used a lot more black on this. Obviously, I dig things like the water pump cover, like when that's done to contrast things. But yeah, I think the brake pedal will be cool in the black. Because then the clutch cover, we're still talking about if he's going to do it like a Boysen cover, guys. Where Boysens, you can get them in it's like a tan color or in a black. And then, or we can do his in a burnt bronze, which I think looks killer. I did that on the 98 Kx250, and I think that looks really good. So, I mean, yeah, some options here at least. Oh, that 500, boys. Woo! So... here's a swing arm. He's like worked his butt off and got this thing looking really, really freaking good. So
got a couple little marks that still need to be cleaned out. But
yeah, we ain't gonna judge, dude. Some of those marks just don't come out. You'd have to remove. You'd have to remove too much aluminum.
Yeah, this was literally a gouge going down through there. And
that's right. I did forget about that.
So I mean, this will clean up. This is just moisture or oil on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, not too bad for.
And then you did already on the linkage.
You
took the casting off on that side, so you guys can see the difference there. So that has a casting mark there, and on the front, and he's already gone and removed that one. I think it just makes it look way more factory.
And then we do have this guy too.
Oh yeah.
Thing's all roached out.
Well, look at how pitted that thing got from that media blaster we took it to. But we can vapor on this and almost spray it as it is. Like, I feel like that amount of pitting might actually be good for the Cerakote, so we can do that in like an armor black.
Okay.
So we'll
maybe we'll just do that whole rear end section in black, because the hubs, we're gonna go bronze.
Yeah. So we'll do chain guard. And the armor black. So we don't have any burnt bronze pieces right now, but that's the clutch cover. Do you want to just do that and see how it comes out, and then you can decide like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go burnt bronze on that. I think I do want the water pump black though.
The water pump cover?
Yeah. Let's do, oh, you need to get the brake hanger. And
Oh, okay. Yeah, the rear brake hanger. Same thing. I understand.
There's an N in there. And then the discard.
Oh, so let me find that piece of work, because that's gonna be, yeah, we gotta vapor on that off.
Yeah.
So guys, I don't know if you noticed, but the market on wheels is extremely tight right now with the COVID-19 thing going on. So Ryan had to dig really hard to find these a wheel set, and these are actually pretty sick. These are like a matte finish almost. It's really interesting, and they're by Pro Wheel. I don't know if is that 70R or 10R?
70R.
70R. So we got a front and rear setup from Pro Wheel on those ones, and some Excel spokes. So obviously one has to be for a Kawasaki, and we're going to be using Yamaha suspension on the front. So the front spokes had to be for a YZ, 450F, and Kx250 on the rear. So that's what our plan is for the wheel sets, and then obviously we're going to be Cerakoting the hubs today. Luke's Racing, also known as Fathead, sent us over this beauty. I mean, come on, boys and girls. And obviously we got two domes. We got a pump gas dome and a race gas dome. And we'll decide there which one we want to run. This is that green brake fin that we're talking about. So we'll vapor on this, get all the green off of it, and then we'll Cerakote it. I think he said in burnt bronze, right?
Black.
Black, okay. And then we have a brand new Vertex piston. Now we were told that it was a new piston in it, right, when we got it, but okay. So, but anyways, to be absolutely sure, we're gonna throw in a brand new Vertex anyway. All Balls was kind enough to send us a few things. We needed cables. I think we're still waiting on a few other things from them, but we have control cables, clutch, and throttle cable. These things, I know every one of you guys probably know about these. On eBay, you get these silicone hose kits, super, super cheap, and let's face it, they work fine, right? So, we got some blue hoses. Last but certainly not least, you guys already know we are just slain by the whole Smartcarb situation right now. They're just amazing carburetors that you never ever have to jet, ever. You set them, you forget them, you ride it, and you can go up in the mountains one day above 6,000 feet. You go right on the beach, at the coast, at sea level, and you never have to touch the adjustment on these. And it's freaking insane, guys. They're so good. So Nathan over there at Smartcarb dialed this one in for us, built it, sent us a special spec sheet for it, as he always does. Set us up with the throttle position sensor on this too, so we can click it into the OEM harness. This thing's going to make this motor so amazing, along with these other parts, the Fathead, new top end. It's going to breathe new life into this bike. So we're excited. So let's get to vapor honing. Comes right off. Anything on it?
Oh yeah.
This vapor hone makes life so much easier. Oh my god. How much fun is that vapor hone, Ryan?
It's like freaking.
It's so satisfying. Yeah, it is. You like how in 2 minutes you're a vapor hone expert?
You can barely see it, but it is so shiny and new.
Yep.
It's just amazing.
Literally, guys, LMS Blasting Innovations. They make an awesome cabinet that's just plug and play. You just need a good air compressor source and a 12-volt plug, or not 12 volt, but you know what I mean, like a plug to plug it into, and you're off and spraying. And I tell you what, guys, this tool is invaluable in the shop, garage, whatever. Alright guys, so we have all the parts just out of sitting in acetone, and we're going to set them into the oven to pre-bake 300 degrees for an hour. Then we'll come back and we'll spray these things and show you how they came out. So here's the parts all done, guys. So all came out just amazing as usual. I mean, Cerakote is such a rad process, guys, that just takes these parts and gives it that factory look, you know what I mean? So I just sprayed it, let it sit overnight to kind of cool off, but I'm really stoked how it came out. The burnt bronze that we used on the hubs, we actually went 18-to-1 on the hardener, and that gave us a little bit more of a satin / matte, I would say more matte finish, which I dig. I really think that the matte finish is more of a factory look, and so it's going to look really good in those Pro Wheel hoops that we have lined up for this thing. Not to mention, guys, this coating is super strong. Here's the chain guide. I wish I had a better before photo of this. It was really hacked up right here, but my brother went after it with some sanding tools and just got it nice and smooth. Now it did kind of change the texture, as you guys can see, from like the rougher finish up here, kind of made it a little bit smoother. But let's be honest, that thing looks brand new, right? So, and then this shark fin, it's just a shark fin, right? But we vapor honed all the green off of it, and now it's a nice armor black color, which I think looks stellar. And then yeah, the brake caliper, the rear hanger, again, came out amazing. And this was done, the blacks were all done in the toaster ovens. So actually I found a really good method last night to staging these up inside the toaster oven where they're not going to leave any marks or anything. But yeah, these things came out stellar, guys. Really pumped about it. So now we can start building the wheels. We also need to take apart the engine and get the piston, the Vertex piston in, get some things done to that so we can get the goal is, I think, today to get the engine in, swing arm, get the wheels built. I do need to get bearings though, so it's going to make it really hard to true the front wheel because the bearings literally exploded when I was trying to take them out. As a matter of fact, I think... oh, no, I did. I was going to say, I think the race is still in there, but I did get the race out. But get the wheels together, and yeah, see where we get from there. Let's go. Guys, all laced up and ready for battle. We just need to get some fresh wheel bearings in here, and then I can true them up properly. For right now, they're just laced and snugged. I rotated every 3 spokes. If you guys didn't know, so I marked to see how this one is like a pink color. So that's my starting spoke, and I always put it near a valve stem hole. It's kind of helps you also reference it. But you go, after you tighten that one, you go 1, 2, 3, and you tighten the third all the way around. So you skip to the third until you get back to that colored nipple again. And then you could either pick the spoke before or spoke after. But either way, you move after you land on this one again, then you tighten this one. And when I say tighten, every spoke's different, like how much spoke length they'll show. I typically leave either just like 1/8 of an inch of thread showing or flush with the last thread. On this one I went flush with the last thread, and there's still plenty loose to do the truing on. Same thing with the front. You guys can see this still has a little bit of play. So after I get some wheel bearings in here, we will be able to get these things trued. But here's just a look. The Cerakoted burnt bronze hubs, stainless Excel spokes, and the Pro wheel. Looks pretty freaking good, guys. Stoked on those. So this is the nastiness that we are going to have to restore back to a factory look, guys. Let's go. Pumped about this. This is gonna be easy. Yeah, right. But look at, we got coolant stains from the super coolant. I don't know if it lost a gasket or if it's leaking right here, or that's just from draining it and it just got all beautiful like that. But I think my brother is leaning towards doing a boison covers on this, which I think I agree with. These covers are a little chingered up, a little bit damaged. I was just going to sand them down and do a Cerakote, but I think some nice boison engine covers will be sick. Yep, our work cut out for us, guys. Let's go. I'm telling you guys, this stuff from Reverend, the release grease, this stuff is awesome. Nice foaming action. Like, make sure to shake it up too, because it's cold right now. But it has a nice foaming action, and you guys can just go crazy with it, and it works so good. So we're gonna get this thing degreased. Oh yeah, let's just get a bit of this Reverend degreaser on here, guys, and let it percolate for a little bit. And of course, always wear protective equipment, whether it's goggles, glasses, gloves, proper breathing equipment when working with these harsh chemicals, because they're known to give you cancer, says the government. So we listen, right? We always listen to the government, right, guys? So we're gonna let this thing unsludge for a while. I'll probably come back and put a 50th coat on it, but we shouldn't need it because this stuff really does work that good. I'll show you. We'll wait a second, let the stuff sit for a bit. So guys, got the bottom end all done. It is nice and clean. Let me get some light on the subject. It's a little bit better. So we got, yeah, the bottom end's all done, Cerakoted, but boys and girls, we hit a snag. Now, anytime, I'm gonna put the camera down. Anytime you buy a used bike, right, you get the new bike woes, or the used bike woes. I don't know why I said new bike. The new to you bike woes. So started getting this thing all together, right, guys, and it looks just dialed. So I pulled off this case because I know I wanted to armor black Cerakote this lower case. Well, when I pulled this off, I was very unstoked. So first telltale is, can you see the little rings around the Kickstarter right there? Sometimes you see those, and sometimes that's not a big deal. But on this, well, whoever built it last forgot something very pivotal. There's supposed to be a plastic collar that goes inside there, and then a washer. Well, we're missing that. Not devastating, right? But still kind of like bummer. Well, the bummer you guys are staring at right now, and you don't even know it, because I gotta find the culprit here. Hang on. See if you guys can tell why I'm looking for the culprit. Just look with your trained eyes. I bet you don't see it, because the issue was the primary gear and this is the water pump drive gear. So these go on the shaft here, like so, and you'll see, and I'm kind of having a little bit of a hard time getting this on here. Like, what the heck? This thing should just, I mean, it's machined right for this gear, right? And it should just slide right on. No problems. Oh, there, I got it to bite. But these things, like, it should just slide on right now. Well, it's not, because we found an issue. When I took this thing apart, it was on the shaft like this. And the end of the crankshaft, there is a cut recess in the crank to accept a circlip. And that keeps these gears from floating off the shaft and getting into the back of the clutch basket. Well, whoever rebuilt this last, and they did rebuild it last because it did have a relatively new piston in it that looked to be in good shape. Cylinder was fantastic shape, but there was something wrong immediately. I can just tell. And when these gears were on the shaft, you can grab them and literally rock them this way, rock them this way. So that shaft, unfortunately, is spent because he forgot the circlip. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the best mechanic on the planet and I wouldn't have made that mistake, because that's absolutely false. It just sucks. It sucks that it happened to us, but it is what it is, guys. So we have to halt the project here. We found more than that wrong with it too. One of the power valve pistons in the Kx valve inside here is seized in the cylinder. So I need to find a way to extract it, because it's like a piston that goes down to a perfect cylinder. And, well, it's stuck down in there, and so much so it broke the linkage arm on the power valve linkage itself. It broke the arm. And so I need to find a way to extract that and make sure that the cylinder in here isn't damaged, like the piston that goes inside the power valve cylinder. Not the piston, the main piston cylinder, but the one that's inside here. It has a I don't know, it kind of looks like a socket, really. So if you imagine like a socket size piece inside here, it goes in through this hole up here, and then when you whack your throttle wide open, it lifts this piston up to let more exhaust flow through the side ports on the Kawasaki. So it has one in the middle and two on the sides. But anyway, it's frozen in there and it broke the linkage, so got to order that, unfortunately. So big bummer, but we got a lot done and I can't be mad. Those wheels came out amazing. This side cover, flawless. Like, guys, I dig how this came out. We blacked it out completely. A little bit oil schmoo right there, not a big deal. But this Cerakote, guys, is so freaking strong. It's such a rad thing to have on a bike. It looks great too. Also, here's a piston that came out of it. So we still have our Teflon coating. It is a Vertex piston, and you could tell by the amount of carbon on the top, it didn't have a lot of time. Didn't have a lot of hours on it. But what concerns me is the intake window here is pretty bad. This is telltale signs of a very dirty air filter, and that's a lot of sand that got in here. And I did double check the cylinder. The cylinder's fine. The piston took the hit. So we already got a new piston from Vertex here. It's just going to be the same size, and you guys saw in the last video when we took this bike apart, the air filter literally pulled apart in pieces. It was quite ridiculous. So anyway, well, boys and girls, that unfortunately is going to conclude today's video. So I am really bummed that we did not pop an engine inside this beautiful, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, are you even getting the full effect here? I mean, let me get out the light. This frame, guys, is insane. And the motor is going to be insane. But the 05 Kx250 is going to be put on hiatus just for a little bit while we get these OEM parts coming. Guys, stick around. Just follow me through the next couple minutes here. So I have a couple things to say, a couple announcements real quick. Throttle, huge support of the channel. Bruce Hackinson over there. I'll drop a link. So if you can't figure out what you guys are going to do for your loved one over the holidays, you can't figure out a present to buy, and if they're a fan of the channel or a fan of dirt biking, it doesn't matter, grab them a throttle watch, guys. So it's motorsport enthusiasts, totally built around the community, and it supports motocross, which is the most importantly. Keep the sport alive, guys. Keep the sport alive. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Please use that link. If you guys are just even making an air filter order or something, some tires, something, use that link down below. It really will help me out that much. So please do that. So next video, we're going to be working on the Yamasaki YX500. I talked to Brandon from AHM today, and he said that he's going to send out the shock, which I've been just waiting for suspension so we could get this thing together, guys. It's really going to be that fast until this thing's on dirt, which is just, it's amazing. After the last video dropped of the worst bike on Craigslist, I had such a great response on that, and I'm really, really stoked. So much so that tomorrow, we are going to be taking out the 91 Kx250. Guys, we're taking it out to the track, and I'll admit, I'm like low-key a little bit nervous. I've never ridden a 500 on like a motocross track before. It's always been like open riding out in the desert. But we're going to take this thing out tomorrow. And I'm debating on bringing along the GoPro and kind of getting reactions from the homies riding it. Either way, it'd be a fun video, right? Some things I need to tune up before then to make it happen. But as of right now, it's just a toaster oven stand, which no Kx250 on the planet deserves that. So I'm going to fix that here in a second. But guys, I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching the videos. I really appreciate every single one of you. This channel would not exist without you. So with that, please support the sponsors that support us. I'll leave all their links down in the description. All of them have discount codes, guys. Every single one of them, from Fathead. If you want any one of these products I've shown on these videos, guys, all you have to do is when you contact them, use code LUNDMX, and they're almost all of them 15% off. It will save you on your shipping and your tax if you live in a taxable area. So guys, support the companies that support LUNDMX. And I'll keep supporting you guys with some rad content of dirt bikes getting turned from trash to treasure. All right, sound good? Anyways, guys, it's going to do it for me. Love you guys. Good night. I'm going to go edit and be up for like 4 hours, and you guys won't know. But that's what I'm going to go do because that's what I love doing. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah! Oh, the Bush guy. Howdy, y'all. And that's so trippy. Yeah!